another collab review with Cartoon Nerd 12. This time we'll be covering the episodes Discord and Harmony and The Perfect Pair.
Oh my goodness, these two were so awesome!
Out of all the episodes in Season 7, these were the two I was most excited to see.
Oh, me too. I was looking forward for Discord and Harmony, but the Better Pair one, I was like really curious about that one. I was like dying to know what the heck that was going to be all about.
Well, the same could be said about me, except with Discord and Harmony. I was more excited for Discord and Harmony. Yeah. Okay, so the two episodes were like two glittering jewels, priceless treasures even.
Oh, they certainly were.
So let's start with Discord and Harmony. Admittedly, one of my favorite episodes, despite the fact that a certain Draconicus nearly scared the daylights out of me.
Oh, I know. Close to the end, I knew something was going to go wrong, but I had no idea what was. And then suddenly, the guy totally decides to vanish, and I was like, what?
He didn't decide to vanish. It was involuntary. Because he was trying to act normal in front of Fluttershy. He almost died trying to please her. And don't think of it as romantic, okay? I almost lost one of my favorite characters because of that.
Admittedly, as a Fluttercore shipper, I was really hyped how she was finally going to see his place and that he was doing a lot of stuff for her. And at first he did good by just being himself, and until suddenly he decided that being himself was not good enough, so he had to change everything just to make it seem like it's something that she would like.
Discord did that once with the Accord arc. Why did you do it again? You scare me half to death, you mangy thing.
Technically, the comics are somewhat canon. It's been debated whether or not they are canon or not, so yeah.
You know, one of my favorite parts about the episode was when Fluttershy mentions that she's never been to Discord's house before. And then he says, well, that's okay because I've never hosted a tea party before. And then, oh, I never hosted a tea party before. So much to do. Thank you so much for the tea and nibblies, but I really must be going.
Yeah, that was a funny scene. I looked at those glowing napkins that he made. Those were really cool. I want some.
Those are really pretty. You know, Discord has a fatal enemy, his own self-critic. And it was that critic and the ponies at the tea shop and china shop that made him
doubt himself, yeah.
You know, one of my favorite lines in the episode was, I was trying to make the party different and special like me. But instead I made it chaotic and weird like me.
That made my heart go, oh! And then when she went up to him and telling him that she really loves him for him. Okay, yes, I know she didn't say love, but she was implying it!
It was more of a friendship thing.
For now.
So, what do you make of the whole remodeling and the makeover scene?
Oh, that was cool. Discord was really on the ball in this episode. It was one of his best episodes.
Given that it was written by two male writers, the Fox brothers, have you noticed that most of the Discord episodes have been written by males?
Well, it helps. A male perspective with him. That really does help the story. So
yeah, but there should be more female writers, doing his episodes. They can get a good grasp on Discord too.
Well, they could, but I don't think they can go to his level of crazy that the male writers can. So
Megan McCarthy can.
Well, she's an exception. She helped with Discord's development. So.
And me.
Well, okay, yes, in your fanfiction writing, you're really on the ball with his character, so I'll give you that. This
is a little bit of advertising, but I'm planning to do a comic series called Second Chance Reform School. It's basically like a multi-crossover with all the villains from many cartoons. And they're going to this reform school, and they become friends, but they each retain most of their personality. Well, getting back on subject, I feel that when Discord said that he was trying to make the party different and special, I feel like it resonated with me and how I'm different and special and how I'm like him. And you're obviously the flashlight to my Discord.
Well, we are.
Any more thoughts about the Discord and Harmony?
Well, just like the end scene where once after the whole her saving him, they do have their tea party his way, and I really loved it those butterfly sandwiches. I mean, that was so cool.
So let's talk about the perfect pair. And I know you're gonna go all bonkers for it because romance is up your alley.
Well, we'll see. Start us off, sweetie.
So we first got news of Applejack's parents and grandfather via the toy fair. I was kind of surprised that Applejack's mother was named Pear Butter, and that there would be this character named Grand Pear. But this episode totally surprised us all. I mean, with the whole story thing, I mean, we've been waiting so long to see Applejack's parents.
We were definitely not disappointed.
And I noticed that it's always the good-looking ones that die early. And Applejack's parents were definitely no exception.
Their story was just so beautiful and adorable and romantic and just everything. They obviously had an awesome connection. They've known each other since like forever, and there's just no other words to describe it. Just how wonderful they really are together.
They were. Let's not forget that
No, it brings up a really interesting question. What happened to them? What? I mean, just how? I mean, was it illness? Accident? What was it?
You know, if I was in charge of writing a special involving how Applejack's parents died, I would write that the characters are not completely sure how they died, so they look for clues until they get to this gorge and find that while the parents saved everyone else, they fell into a gorge and crashed. That is, if I was writing it. They are like Romeo and Juliet, but their deaths came much later, after they had the kids.
And that's really great, because that's definitely way better than most Romeo and Juliet endings, that's for sure.
Yes, but they still died before they became grandparents.
Aw, man, did you have to bring that up?
Okay, sorry. You know, the perfect pair really inspired me to create this spin-off for the Royal Camelot Family series. I won't say what it is for now, but you'll just have to find out maybe after the episode airs, maybe in August. Though I'll likely post the spin-off between August and October. You know, there's really not much to say about either episode because they're very surprising and nearly perfect in their own way.
They certainly were. I mean, the two episodes that were just awe-striking. You're just so much in awe from watching it. I mean, it's, yeah.
Ah, dang it. We're doing the in summary part instead of doing the pros and cons first. Okay, so pros for Discord and Harmony. The story was very flawless. I mean, well-paced. And Discord himself had worries and fears that everyone else would have. And Flashlight definitely shows a side that surprised us all. But the episode was full of surprises and twists.
Well, my pros are about the same, except there is one con that I do have, is that the part where Discord starts to vanish is a little rushed, if you ask me. I mean, they could have slightly drawn that out. I know technically the whole 20-minute thing, I mean, they had to end the episode, blah blah. That's at the same time something slightly more emotionally satisfying, just slightly.
So as for the pros for the perfect pair, we finally get to see Applejack's parents for the first time. And William Shatner is voicing Grand Pear. I mean, I first knew of William Shatner from Over the Hedge. He played possibly in Ozzy, but I later learned in life that he's more famous as Captain Kirk from Star Trek. I'm really glad he's voiced the character in MLP. I think the whole story with Applejack's parents was very fleshed out, and the emotions the Apple siblings are showing when talking about their parents. I mean, it's common for people who've had a loss in their life.
Absolutely.
Okay, cons for Discord and Harmony. He scared me to death! I was scared that he vanished, and I didn't like that he was changing himself. I mean, it hurts my heart just to see that. To see him changing himself and almost dying for it.
Well, he at least he learned his lesson in the end.
As for the perfect pair, I don't really see any flaws. I could penalize it for Grandpa's behavior, but I'll let it slide on account of his redemption.
I think so too. I mean, I would count it as a con, but given the fact that he came back and he regretted doing that, that's all that mattered. So no true cons here.
All the more heartbreaking is that it was the last time he ever saw his daughter.
Yeah, that's definitely the sad part of the episode. That's definitely...
Okay, my score for Discord and Harmony, I know it's a bit biased. It's an A.
A2.
As for the perfect pair, A+. Okay, this has been Kid R5
and Cartoon Nerd 12.
signing off.